Uh, Hello friends, in this video we would discuss about the value operator which comes with Abap NetWeaver version 7.4 onwards. So earlier we have been using old syntaxes, but as you know with Abap 7.4 we have couple of new syntaxes which makes our life pretty much more easier when we do the codings in Abap. So what is a value operator? So the value operator is a constructor operator that creates a value for a specified type. Let me show you. First, let me tell you how it is. Value operator. Okay, sorry. Value operator is constructor operator which creates a value for the specified type. So we would be using a keyword called value. Okay, so this value will in turn tries to determine the type, I mean the data type. Okay, so for example, like earlier, this is a earlier we used to define a data. Like let us create a type structure. Types begin of structure. Let us define a structure. Suppose it has only one column called name, which is of character 20, and end of structure. This is the old syntax I'm explaining. Now we used to declare a data like IT, it is a short abbreviation for internal table, type table of, or you can use standard table of structure ST. So this is a structure. Types that you have defined, it's a type structure, it does not hold any value. I mean, it does not actually hold any memory space, but it is declared with a data syntax. It holds some memory space, and the type is of reference of structure. So this already I believe you know, guys. So let us activate this. Yeah. Now what we used to do if we want to populate this, yeah, or we define a work area and how we populate this internal table like this. If we wanted to populate the internal table, we'll have to declare a work area, and subsequently we'll have to assign some value, suppose Amit, and thereafter we used to do append work area to this internal table. This is the syntax which we use currently, है ना? But with SAP 7.4 onwards, we have a very interesting functionality. So I'll try to explain it pretty much easier to you. So what we can do, let us comment this. Okay, we'll be doing the same thing. So suppose I'll be using the same structure. Okay, now in order to append this value to internal table IT, I have two options. Either I declare a type, suppose I can do something like this. Types, okay, IT. This is a table type, guys. Type table of structure with empty key. This is nothing but a table type. You know, table type in HA11 where we used to specify a line type. So here the line type is what? This is a structure with reference of with which we are creating a table type, and it does not hold any memory allocation. This is the best part. Okay, whenever we are using the data keyword, they are allocating some memory. So in this case, memory gets allocated the moment we are executing the program. In load of program event, already the variables like it, w, that is a work area, are holding some memory. But the moment we are using a types keyword, it does not hold any memory, so it consumes less memory. First point. Okay, if we consider the advantage of using a value operator. Okay, secondly, how to, now our objective is to store the values, like we have stored Amit to work area name, and then thereafter we have appended it to the internal table it. So here we'll be creating an inline internal table with the keyword data. Okay, data suppose it underscore new. Now you will be any w. Now you'll say that where is the value operator? I have not seen it yet. And you have already said that it's a constructor. So you have seen what how a constructor look like in few syntax, like we have using some new operator, new, then constructor name and all, right? So in this case also we have a similar thing. We'll be using a value, and this value operator will in turn tries to determine the type specified. Okay, it creates a value for the specified type. So specified for the type specified. What is the type? So this internal table it underscore new, which is an inline declaration. Okay, it will be having of a certain type, no? So that type is decided by this value operator to which you are specifying with a type. Suppose I am specifying here it. So now this value operator has been specified with a type that is of it, and this it is nothing but your table type. Okay guys, now see how simple it is to store the values. So we have this name, right? Let us try. Let us give this and this. Let us name one, suppose Amit. We have used Amit. Give Amit. Give an error. Amit and the row type of it new are incompatible. So it is incompatible now because we have a name and we are specifying here what? Amit. So they are incompatible now. So that's why we have to specify what? Name equals to Amit. Now check. See, the error gets gone. Now you will say that we have specified only one value. How to append multiple values to it? So you don't have to do anything. Just copy this, paste this, and change the name. Suppose I'm specifying Simon over here. Thereafter, I will be specifying some other name called Mukesh, right? And just click on activate. See, so what advantage you get over here? The moment you declared with the types operator, one is the memory. Memory usage is determined only during runtime. Memory gets allocated. Sorry. Memory is allocated only during runtime, and there is no pre-declared data keyword to declare any variable. Same thing is you when we are using this append, you also know that we used to do a clear also, right? To clear those work area, so we don't have to worry about that as well. If you are using a value operator, to get rid of the clear statement. You don't have to write same statement again and again. And here what you have to do, here you have to write this statement again, append, again append, again append. So multiple repetitive statement. Then get rid of repetitive statement, right? So in a single statement, you are achieving all this. You don't have to append again and again. You don't have to use a clear statement. You don't have to write the data keyword to determine the data type prior, if you're prior to using the same logic. So you are not, you don't have to use all these things, right? Let me comment this. So let me explain you another. So what we are doing, this is a value which is nothing but a constructor. We have been specified it with a type. If you are not specifying this it, value operator will not be able to identify or determine the type that you are specifying over there. So it is an internal table, right? And it has one column called name, which is of character 20. It has a specified type, right? That is a user defined type. So value operator has to determine what is a type, right? So that's why we have used over this it, which is nothing but a table type. We have specified with a types declaration, okay? And thereafter we have specified the name and all, okay? And at the end we have directly used a inline declaration with the keyword data. So let us try to execute this. So the first point, memory allocation. So if I tries to put a debugger over here, you can see debugger will not be executed at this point because it's specified with a type statement. It is not a declarative statement, right? Like, let me executable statement, sorry guys. Now let me execute it. See, this it, it does not holds any value. That's why it is not allocated, okay? Now this it new, it is of one column called name, and the moment I press F8, suppose F5, sorry, I must have used some statement over there. Let us write breakpoint, है ना? Let us activate it. Let us act. Now see, this IT new consists of three value: Amit, Simon, and Mukesh. है ना? This is fine. Now we'll see another example. Now suppose here we have used the type operator, right? Now there is another way to do the or to achieve the same thing without using the types operator. Can you guess? Let me tell you, we can use a table as well. So how can we do that? So let us just keep it below. Okay. Earlier we have, remember earlier we have used a table type and specified with the constructor value, and thereafter we have specified the type with it. Now what we can do, we will be using another second approach. Let us write this as a second approach. So my num lock, yeah. Fine. So what we can do, let us declare a data keyword and declare an internal table with IP underscore appr. Okay, type table of st, which is nothing but your structure. Okay, now we have used a data keyword. Okay, and we have already declared internal table with this structure. Now we can directly use this. See, IP underscore appr. We have used the value keyword, as you know. Here also we have used value id. So what do you think? Again we will be using some type declaration over here. Mhm. No, we'll not be using any type declaration because we have already declared a table, like we have already declared an internal table over here. When we are assigning, it will now what the value operator will do. Value operator will try to determine the type. Either it would check if any type is determined over here or not. Okay, if it is not defined, okay, it would check over here whether any data type is declared over here. Here is an internal table. So if we put a hash over here, we have to use a hash operator. Okay, value hash. Then only what it would do, it would actually look for the type over here or the left hand side to determine the data type. Now we can give the same thing. We have specified. Let us copy this. See, achieve the same thing again. Let me execute, and the result is same. Superb, guys. So there we have learned two approaches. One is with declaration of an internal table, which we have declared earlier. Okay, declaration of an internal table with reference to the structure and specify that internal table over here and put a value hash. Okay, and here the value operator will determine the data type of this. Like whatever value we are assigning, it will determine the value not from this, but it would in turn take the type declaration from the left hand side assignment, that is it underscore appr. Okay, there is another approach which what we have discussed is value. We will be declaring a types statement and try to specify the type, like we have specified a table type take by taking a line type into it. Okay, and we have specified that type over here, and here we are not declaring the internal table. In runtime we are just inline declaration. At runtime the internal table gets created, not before than that, but the internal table over in the second approach gets created prior prior to the execution of my value operator syntax. Okay, let me comment all this, guys. Now, there's another very important thing that we have dealt with a range operator many times. In Abap, we have used this in range operator. So, range operator. So, what is a range operator? So, range operator is mainly used when we have to pass multiple values. Like I am providing you a practical example, like when we used to provide multiple values from a select option. Like select option is a range table. Basically behind the scene it creates sign option low high, where we specified I need a material number, that is a Matner value from 100 to 200 or 300 to 400, excluding of 400, 305, 306. Likewise, so for all those cases we used to create a range table, and before than that we used to create a range operator, है ना? So how to create a range? Let me give it as a range table, not a range operator. Okay, so how to create a range table? So let's construct a range table that fills with 4 rows while using a short form of the structured row types. So it is very much simple, guys. Just declare a data keyword and then a specified it underscore row, row, a range of I. Okay, this is how you declare a range table. Let us specify a breakpoint over here. Okay, let's activate it. Okay, now since we have already, see, if you remember my previous example, what we have done, we have declared the internal table prior, right? Here we have already declared the internal table. It is something like that only. We have declared the variable like it dot type range of I. So since it is already declared, how will we using a value operator? Simple value. We don't have to specify any types since we have already declared the type in the left hand side of the assignment. We'll simply specify hash and then if this parentheses and provide in range, we have four columns like sign, option, low and high. We'll give sign as I. Don't forget to put this parenthesis again. Treat it as a separate column then. Sign, option, low and high. We'll change it. Low and high. Low, suppose we specified 10 to 100. Okay. Now suppose I want to specify another row. Is of mm, mm, see, sign and option will be common, right? Sub option is BT. This would be common. So we don't have to specify again and again. Like sign option, low value is 10, high value is 100. So this is in a single column. So this is sign, this is option, this is the low value, this is the high value. Okay. And again, suppose we only want to have a low value. I don't want it to put a high value. So we can give something like this. And again another low value 300. Now I want a low and a high value to be appended, suppose 100 to 500, likewise. So what it does, you might be asking, "Ki, why have we not put any parenthesis over here?" We would not, because we want sign as I, option as BT to be common in all the rows. Only my value will get differ. So why will I be writing all those again and again? So there is a very low syntax again, right? Like we don't have to write same things again and again, repetitive. So that is the main advantage of this 7.5 newer syntaxes. It actually minimizes the repetitive code, saves lots amount of time, and it mainly focuses on the development. We don't have to clear, like earlier we used to clear those variable after appending it to an internal table. We don't have to do that again. So let us check if my range table gets created with all these things or not. Press F8, check the IT value. See, it has 4 rows. And I option, as I already mentioned, I, BT. See, since these are the common things, these get auto appended. You don't have to write same lines of code again and again. Only my values in low and high gets differ. And see, it is 0 because we have not specified any value to the high, right? And see, the type is I integer I as 4, right? See why? Because we have defined a range table of type I. Hope you guys have understood, right? Thank you.